Welcome back to our Q&A show where we come on here every single week and answer your questions that you send us.
Week after week, sweating like a dog. We do this for you.
It's exhausting, yes.
It's fun. We have a lot of fun.
We
Who
do.
gets to do this, though? Inside their own home, on this beautiful dining table.
In this beautiful day.
With this amazing equipment that we own. I never thought I'd have that, so I had to. No, I'm like flabbergasted. Like we always I don't know.
What's
you guys
crazy though?
We're on YouTube though.
Listen
to me, Linda.
No.
I gotta finish this statement.
Okay.
And you cut me off. This was like an inspirational speech. No, like as a new agent, just like you guys, some of you. What did I do? I went to YouTube and I looked up what to do as a new agent. What can I do? How can I get more business? And there were people with podcast gear. There were people with headsets.
Yeah.
I adored them. Never in my life thought I would be on YouTube doing this in my own home with our own gear, which we own, and it's never going away. And I love it.
But what is crazy is that that's all true.
You may finish now.
Thank you. What's crazy is that it is 2022, and it is, in my opinion, because of what Spencer just said, it's the best time to be in real estate. One of the questions we get a lot is it a bad time? Is it too late to get into real estate? I think this is the best time because of the way we are able to put these headsets on and talk into this microphone for 20 minutes or whatever, and then put it online for free. YouTube is free, and then get amazing clients from it and make a living off of it. Like, it's amazing. Yeah. We just got a referral yesterday, a beautiful listing here in our area that came directly from this channel, and thank you. Like, this is amazing. The fact that I'm going off on a whole tangent now, but the fact that we can do this and you can too, and that you can run your business this way. There's so many ways, like we've talked about. I wasn't planning on really talking about video marketing today, but there's so many ways you can use video marketing. You know, if you don't have to do home tours or buyer tips. It's whatever way fits you best. There's so many ways to do it and get business and make money, and it's a blessing. So
yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So
I feel like we don't even say that enough, though. So seriously, though, like I intentionally want to say thank you.
Yes. So
for viewing this channel.
Let's get into the questions. Every week we select 5 random questions. We've got a running list. If there's a question that I like, then I just put it in my phone and save it for whatever week and then that week we end up just selecting 5 random ones of them. So that's kind of how we decide what we're going to talk about this week. So these are all a little bit all over the place. We've got some cold calling, business systems, other things too. So let's get into it. Okay. Desiree Welsh asks, were you always this confident going on appointments when you first started because you were so young, or was it something you built up over time? I'm kind of very nervous, and I hope I can overcome it. Were you nervous? I never really asked you or talked to you about this. When you first went on like your first, say, listing appointment or showed your first house, were you nervous?
You know what's funny, though, before I answer that?
Yeah.
I was nervous, but like I revert back to when we first got in the business. We did listing appointments together. Do you remember this?
I hated going on listing appointments with
My
you.
exact point.
I do so much better without you.
Somebody else, because there's 2 of us. So one of us thought, we could have done this different, or, why didn't you say that? Man, I hear that. Ew, ow, your thing. Yeah, that hurt me.
Wait, what just
the headset is really loud. Man, I'm sorry.
How did this even?
But back to my point, though, we used to do listing appointments together, and we would walk away always critiquing one another, and it sometimes was good. Sometimes it was like, man, I wish we would have done better in this category, and we would kind of like eat at each other. And now there's none of that. I haven't done a listing appointment with you in like years.
Because we talked about, if you missed last week's show, go back and watch it. We talked about, one of the things we talked about was being a husband and wife real estate team, and we have very different styles. We run our business together, but we have different clients, and we have very different styles of even like listing appointments. You approach it a different way, and I approach it a different way. And our ways work for us, but when we were going together, it just wasn't
Yeah.
You were wanting me to do things differently, and I wasn't. Like, it just was not. Yeah, but anyway, go on. I just kind of cut you off there.
I go into an appointment, and I used to like have a bullet point list. And before I get to the appointment, I used to go through the list and talk about the home. I'd have everything, the specs of the home memorized, all that. You know, and that's what they teach you.
For a listing appointment or a buyer?
A listing appointment. There's no need for a buyer, but a listing appointment. I need to know everything about this home and tell this seller why I can sell it and why I'm the best for the job. Because you're promoting yourself, your team, your tools, and your back porch, your brokerage as to why you want to represent them in a home sale. And so you are the marketer, you are the professional. And if you do not have those things aligned in that type of strategy, but also the confidence side is huge. Because if you're not confident in even listing the home, how is the seller going to choose you to sell the home? You have no confidence. So they're going to be like, oh, the other guy, I like him better. He's going to get the job done. This guy, he's pretty weak. He didn't really know his stuff. He stuttered a lot. And what I guess I'm trying to say is practice. Practice before you get to the appointment, because those nerves, they're bound to be. If you're not nervous, have some type of butterflies, especially being new at anything, you might want to like do some extreme sports or something because you're a special breed. But I'm talking to the ones that are nervous and can get nervous and get butterflies. It's good to have, but you can't just wing it. You got to know your stuff, and you can't only know your stuff if you're practicing it and rehearsing it in your office, in your car ride. Do what it takes to get you pumped up.
Yeah.
Listen to your favorite song on the way to the appointment. Have the energy you want to have through your whole marketing process and demonstrate it in the home with the seller, because you only get your foot in the door once. One first impression.
I think the best way, like you said, to get rid of the nervousness of like listing appointment when you're new is just preparation, you know, being over prepared, printing everything. Like for me, it was like printing off a really great listing presentation. And I would even send my listing presentation with my client testimonials in the mail before my appointment and tell the seller, I don't really do this anymore, but I would tell the seller, like, please review this before I get there. And a lot of times I would get there and they already had decided they wanted to work with me because they loved my presentation so much and thought it was so professional that I did like 1 day delivery sent to their house and went out of my way to pay for that. But
I did love that, by the way.
Yes,
we haven't
I did
done that in
that.
a long time.
It's been a while, but so that just preparing, have your comps, really study the comps and know them. That's something that it took me a long time to learn because I spent a long time winging it because it worked. It worked for me, but it didn't. But then there's a certain point when it doesn't work anymore, or it just doesn't work as much. Like you could do better, you know. Like you could.
That's the thing. You can do better. That's a great term.
And that's something I think you kind of taught me and brought into my business because when you joined me, I was doing a lot of winging it. Yeah. Because that's always what I.
But that's what's cool about having a team and working with your spouse. So you can push each other. You can make criticisms, but don't get offended. Mm-hmm. Please don't get offended, Mariah. We're here to get each other better in the end, okay? And it comes a lot to my background, but if you have a sports-related background, wrestling in specifics, I always tell my wrestlers, you make the best employees, you make the best CEOs, you make the best boss because you're willing and can get the job done at the cost of anything. You know what it takes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Okay, next question.
Man, my energy is like so high right now.
It's that coffee I made.
It's that coffee. I have like... If you don't know it yet, my coffee drinks 6 shots on ice. And if I'm not buying it through a Starbucks or anything, it's just straight black coffee. And I make it strong.
You make it very strong. I made it strong today. Okay, so next question is, MoniXo asks, love the name. It was a username on YouTube. It wasn't not like a name. They ask, are there any helpful apps you use as a realtor? Ooh. Do you want to answer this first, or do you want me to?
I don't really use too many apps, to be honest with you.
Let me just go.
We have like systems, like through our brokerage, our website. I use Paragon, the MLS system, but nothing. I have been starting. You can download this app. I think they make an app for it, HomeBot. I use that for sellers and buyers. It's a really cool tool that I just started. I partnered with a lender with, and I think it adds value for our clients and past clients because I'm signed up for it with him through our home sales. And I always thought it was pretty cool. Do
you use MileIQ still?
Oh, yeah. Tax write-offs for gas. Yeah, MileIQ. That's a good one. Definitely.
I always hate on Zillow, but I do lately I've been like first thing in the morning when I wake up, if I'm not ready, like my eyes aren't ready to get out of bed, I just go on Zillow and I look at everything that's new for sale around me, near me.
That's good. Yeah. I don't have the Zillow app. I just have them direct email me the current for sale by owners. And if there's like a price reduction or something, I get an email too. So as soon as I get an email, I reach out to those for sale by owners and just keep in contact with them so they know who I am.
An app that I do have to spend a second talking about, you don't really do this as part of the business that I handle, is Fiverr.com.
Yeah.
So this is an app where freelancers put out their gigs and you can find someone to do literally anything. I made a video a long time ago now saying I paid someone on Fiverr to cold call for me, and I talked about how it went. I haven't done that again.
How do you do that?
He found they can find lists for you. They can call for you. There's literally a job for anything. I've had people make marketing videos for us on Fiverr where I wasn't even in the video. Like there's endless things like spreadsheets, chart, like so many different things for your business. But for what I use it for is for video editing, because I do a lot of video marketing. So I'll just make the video and then send it to Fiverr. And that way I don't always do that, but when I do that, I'm spending, 5-10 minutes making the video, however long it is. And then I don't have to edit it. And
Smart.
It's like, yeah, it's outsourcing. And then thumbnails for YouTube, sometimes that kind of thing. So I love Fiverr. Shout out to Fiverr. Using it for my business.
Are we talking like apps in specific or just tools?
I guess websites. Websites, apps.
RedX.
Yeah.
RedX. That's a big one. Part of my day is, 3 days a week, RedX, cold calling, use the dialer, get all the for sale by owners. And
do they have an app?
They could, honestly.
Honestly, they probably do. If you know they have an
to.
app, let us know in the description below. And if you've used them, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. In the comment, did I just say in the description? Let us know in the comments, not the description. But I'll put a link in the description for our link to RedX, and you can get a discount on that. Okay, next question. TM asks, how long did it take to feel comfortable cold calling? So I guess that's kind of like the first question.
Here's a secret.
But what?
I'm always nervous the first 5 or 10. Literally.
That's good to know.
And sometimes you'll start your day off, nobody answers. And then you'll just keep cold calling, and then randomly someone's going to answer, and you're caught off guard because you're like, oh my gosh, someone answered the phone. Now I have to talk to you. So it wakes you up. There's a warm up round, I believe, with cold calling. And I always say the first 5 to 10, it's nervous. Unless you just are going strictly off a script and you memorize it. I don't do that personally. I have bullet points I want to hit throughout the conversation.
I feel like that's more nerve-wracking almost.
And I just, because I've cold called so much, you kind of generally know where the conversation is going to go and then how to lead it, whether it's directly to a listing appointment. There's some cold calls directly you do that to, or you're just introducing yourself and bam, you're done. You're not here to market or sell yourself or try and book an appointment right then and there. You're just trying to get, a face to the phone and foot in the door five more times later, Right. So you got to read the audience of who you're talking to. But yeah, that's a secret. I'm always nervous. The first 5 to 10, but then it wears off.
I have 2 tips for that. So the first one is, like you said, I think the only way to really get over the fear of cold calling is to do it. I think that you're not going to, you can't wait until the fear is gone to start, because that's not going to happen. So you got to just do it. Also, when I would cold call, I would drink a nice big iced latte before, and that always helped. I don't know why. Maybe because I was just energized and I felt ready to talk to people instead of just feeling lethargic. But then also, thirdly, to add on to that, realizing that they need you. So instead of thinking about it as shift your mindset, instead of thinking about it as I'm making this cold call, I'm bothering this person, shift your mindset to think, because this is true, they need me. They need my help. And I think that the biggest thing that changed my mindset about cold calling was seeing that, one, they do need the help of a realtor. I was able to help so many people sell their home quicker and just more efficiently and save them from some horror stories that I've seen happen. So knowing they do need me, and then 2, they do need a realtor, but then also they need me, because not to be arrogant or cocky, but there's a lot of realtors that aren't strong listing agents. They haven't listed a lot. So just knowing your value. And
That's so good though.
And if you haven't, maybe you're like, I'm brand new. I'm cold calling, but I've never sold a house before. They still need you because one, you still are more knowledgeable than the general public about real estate. You've gone through the training and you have your brokerage, your principal broker to back you up, I'm sure, and answer any questions you have. And so just lean on that knowledge. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And that leans into the confidence factor that we were talking about with listing appointments. Like you need to have confidence and people can hear that even through a cold call. Yeah. And reality is don't cut yourself short. You know more than I think you do know.
Yes.
Imposter
syndrome in real estate can be real.
Yeah.
But remember, the definition of expert, I'm going to butcher this, but it's a quote. The definition of expert is knowing more than the general public. So maybe you're like, I can't call, I'm a fraud because I'm not selling 50 homes a year, but you're an expert because you know more about it than the general public. So you are an expert, okay? Yeah. You're an expert.
And I used to listen to like cold call videos. Sorry, this just kind of gets me going because we do this so often. Like this is kind of my life. I sometimes just need to get in the mood, If you need to get a headset, go grab a headset. If you just go off your speakerphone in the phone, just do that. But if you're feeling down and you want confidence and you want posture, people can tell in your voice when you're talking, stand up. Don't sit in your chair.
I would
stand up.
Stand and walk.
Yes,
help
I'm a
me
pacer.
back and forth. Yeah, I could not.
If I got a good phone call going, I'm going to get up and start pacing and keep that conversation going and just getting as much info about the home and then also personal info about the client that I'm talking to. Because remember, we're in a relationship business. So I can go into the meeting almost knowing this person entirely, writing down on my notepad like little things. And these are all things to talk about just to get to know each other more in your initial listing appointment.
Yeah.
Service.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, so 2 more questions left. Next question. Jennifer Eastburn asks, did someone help set up your YouTube channel for real estate? And can you please share a couple of the systems you have in your business? Okay, so as far as a YouTube channel goes, no. I set it up myself. I think I've had a YouTube channel at some point since I was like 8 years old. That's always just been something I've done.
I never did. Yeah. Ever.
I was a weird kid. I was always into that. But anyway, okay, so I set it up myself, but if you're having issues with that, there are so many YouTube experts teaching about all of the logistics online, so I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not one of them. So look it up on YouTube and they'll teach you how to do it. And then the second part of her question, systems in your business. Yes, I love systems. I love outsourcing. I love anything that can help me work less and make more and just like streamline my business so that it's a business and it doesn't feel like a 9-to-5 job because that's the whole point of running a business. Yeah,
systems in place business-wise. I hire a bookkeeper. Mm-hmm. Just hire them. Send them all your stuff. Make sure they're business-related expenses. Bam, they do your bookkeeping. I have a payroll office. I hired a payroll. I don't do my payroll myself. I outsource these things because all of this takes away time and effort from your own business. And if you get messed up with the government, you are in deep turmoil. So I want to stay away from that as far away from that as possible.
Yeah.
But then also, I'm really big on systems when it comes to lead generation, lead capturing, because how am I going to follow up? I'm really big on the follow up. What client is reaching out to me that I'm actually getting back to? How many times am I getting back to them? Am I telling them what I'm saying I'm going to do? Because if you're talking to so many people, you forget sometimes what you say. You forget that you book an appointment when you've already booked for that same day. And you're like, man, I forgot because I went on to the next call. What time was that appointment at again? Mm-hmm. You know, there's all these scenarios. So what I have to say is put a system in place. We have a beautiful CRM system through our website or through Berkshire Hathaway that comes through our office desk fee. And that's partly why we are at Berkshire Hathaway, because they have so many good resources that we just get to benefit our clients too for free.
On a Zoom call with an agent in another state the other week, and they were talking about uploading. I told you this. They were talking about uploading a listing or problem they were having uploading their listing to the multiple listing services. And I was like, wait, what? Because they asked if I had that problem. I was like, wait, I've never uploaded a listing to the multiple listing services because our office does it for us. So that's like in a way outsourcing, because if your office didn't do it for you, then you hire an assistant for that. So that's a beautiful thing. Like, so you can spend more time doing other things. So that a system that I've been doing lately, I don't know if I told you this, but since my clientele has changed and I work with less listings and have been working with more relocation buyers, something that I'll do is to make things more streamlined. As soon as we get an offer accepted, I have a long message written out in the notes section in my phone. And it is basically saying, congratulations, your offer is accepted. Here are the next steps. Here's what you can expect, explaining everything about their earnest money, when it needs to get in. And of course, I'll remind them about that stuff too. But I literally wrote out the entire process, so that they know up front what to expect and they can never say I didn't tell them. So I will copy and paste that from my notes and text it to every client as soon as our offer is accepted. And then another thing is, I have so many messages like that I'll just copy and paste, thank you for the call today. And
it's so doable.
Follow up.
It's so doable.
It makes things so much easier.
Easy.
You don't have to think about it. And then you don't have to worry about did I miss something? Did I not inform them?
But do you want to know why Mariah's doing this though?
Why?
Because she's had mistakes in the past. She's made
I've
errors. She's made
from my
boo-boos.
mistakes.
She
Yes.
learned from her mistakes.
Yes.
And that's his business, learning.
I've made
and not
so many
letting it happen
mistakes.
again.
Yes. Anything I'm missing? I feel like there's more, but we could talk forever about this.
What was the topic again?
Systems in our business that make things easier or to make more and work less, just streamline. Oh, one, like I mentioned, I have very easy systems for when I make a marketing video. I don't have to sit down and think okay, what am I going to talk about today? I have a running list in my phone of topics that I just add to whenever an idea or a neighborhood I want to talk about or something comes up. And then when I have the time block to go do that, I just pull it up and I make the video, and then I have systems to outsource that to a video editor, outsource that to a thumbnail person, so I don't have to be doing that.
Yeah.
And it pays for itself.
And that's what it takes. Seriously.
Yes.
Anything to save you time in the end is going to make you more money.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I think this is our last question. Okay, I'm sorry if you asked this. I forgot to write down your name. What brand of headset works best for cold calling, Spencer?
Oh my gosh, I'm a Blue Parrot guy.
You love your headset.
I love the Blue Parrot. And I have
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Blue Parrot.
I think it's Blue Parrot. They sell them on
Parrot.
Amazon even. Just type in Blue Parrot headset. It's like a trucker headset. And I have the double ears are covered, quite comfortable, and you don't even have to use them for cold calling too. You could use them for a headphone set to just listen to music to, but they aren't soundproof. That's my only thing. But when I'm cold calling, I don't really care to be soundproof. I'm in my office alone anyways.
And they're Bluetooth. Which I hate.
But the thing that I love about the Blue Parrot is it has a little boom to it. It's like a plastic arm extender, and it goes boop, and it goes right in front of your face.
He looks like
mouth.
Britney Spears when he wears it, on stage in 2005.
I have fun, but that's one of the things that gets me in the mood to call, and it makes it more doable and easy because time flies, especially when you're on a dialer. You just turn on the headset, boom, you have the button to hang up the phone if you'd really like or not. You can control it from your computer, but the Blue Parrot. There was an individual working in our office. This is where I got it. And he has the half side of one. He has the one ear and it goes, and it wasn't covered in his other ear. And then his boom was a foam covered speaker boom. His looked a little bit different than mine. It was the older version, but I looked it up and, I invested, I think it's $150, $200 what it cost you. And, I haven't gone back. If something goes wrong with it, just reach out to the company, and generally it's a year warranty. They'll send you a new one and you're good to go.
Nice. All right. Well, that was our last question. Since we didn't have, we had a few, but we didn't have a ton of apps. I'd love to hear, what apps do you use? Are there any apps that you use as a real estate professional that make your life easier or that are helpful to you? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about that. And I'm sure everyone else would too, so they can check that out. So continue to send us your questions and we'll continue to answer them. Best way to contact us is through our email address, our website, or a comment, which I'll link our email and website in the description. And we'll see you guys next week.
Adios, amigos.